Hello friend, we are going to discuss about the circular queue. In the previous lecture, we had seen the simple queue, or we say that a linear queue. A linear queue is a queue that is similar to the straight line. It is consist of the set of data element one after the other. Therefore, it is possible to add the new element to the queue from one end. Hence, we call this operation as a NQ operation. Similarly, it is possible to remove the element from the queue from the other end. And we call this operation as a DQ. The front of the queue is a head and the end of the queue is a tail or rear. In the linear queue, it is possible to insert new atom from rear and remove the atom from the front. Moreover, a queue is similar to the people waiting in the straight line to access the ATM machine. A new person can come and join at the end of the queue, and the first person in the queue get access to the machine. In the previous section we had seen a simple queue with the code. I think you understand this concept. Now in the today's session we are going to discuss about the circular queue. Friend, this is the data structure. The data structure is a systematic way of organizing the data to use them efficiently. It is important to consider the time and the space complexity when we implementing the data structure. So the main difference between the linear queue and the circular queue is that a linear queue arranges the data in sequential order, one after the other, that means linear order, while a circular queue arranges the data similar to the circle by connecting the last element back to the first element. So friend, now in the today's lecture we are going to discuss about the implementation of the circular queue. So what is the circular queue? In a circular queue, a last atom connect back to the first atom to create a circle. Therefore, a circular queue is also called as the ring buffer. What the circular queue is called? Circular queue is called as the ring buffer. So friend, the theoretical concept we had covered in the previous lecture. So friend, in the today's lecture we are going to discuss in a practical session how to implement the circular queue using array. So here I take a main function. In that main function there are two variables of integer type, choice and atom. Now in the do loop, here print, it is the menu driven program. So here I add 4 menu: insert, delete, display and quit. Now here enter your choice, scanf %d ampersand choice. So choice is passed to the switch statement. Now case 1 is for the insertion operation. So here in the case 1, input element from the insertion in the queue. Here %d ampersand atom. That means which element you want to insert in the circular queue is stored in the atom variable. Now we pass the atom to the insert function and break from this case 1. Now second case. Second case is for the deletion operation. I take the del operation here and break from this case 2. Now third case is for the display the element of the circular queue, and here we break from the case 3. Now case 4 is default. Case 4 here exit from this and here break. Now the default case is in the default case we write the printf wrong choice, and here closing the switch statement and closing the do and while choice is not equal to 4 and semicolon. In this program I use the do while loop, so it will be executed at once. Now friend, we are going to discuss the function one by one. The first function is the first we include the header file, then define max 5. That means we define the preprocessor directive constant max to the size 5. Now here I take a global variable cq underscore arr of max. Now front equal to -1, rear equal to -1. It is similar to the linear queue, but there is a difference between the while insertion and removal of the atom. So friend, here void insert int atom, begin of the insert function. Now here first we check the condition. If front equal to 0 and rear equal to max minus 1, if this condition is true, or front equal to rear plus 1, the if this condition is true, or first this condition is true or this condition is true, the control goes to the in the if statement, and here print q overflow and return from this if statement. Now check, if front equal to minus 1, if the q is empty, then we assign front and rear to 0 value. So front equal to 0 and rear equal to 0. Now in the else part, we check that rear is the at last position of the q. So friend, check that if the value of the rear equal to max minus 1, then we assign 0 to the rear. Otherwise, we increment the rear value by 1. That means rear equal to rear plus 1. And here we assign atom to the CQ underscore ARR of rear. That means we insert one atom into the Q, and here end of the insert function. So one by one element we can insert in with the help of the insert function in a circular queue. Now next function is the delete function. So I take the del function for deletion, void del. Here check that if the front equal to minus 1, if the value of front equal to minus 1, then we say that the queue is underflow, and we return from this statement. Now printf element deleted from the queue is %d and CQ underscore ARR of front. Here this is the deleted element from the circular queue. Now next one is the if front equal to rear. Now Q have only one element, then we assign minus 1 value to front and minus 1 value to rear. Now in the else part, again we check that if the value of front equal to max minus 1, then we assign 0 to the front. Otherwise we increment front by 1. So this is the description about the deletion of a element in a circular queue. Friend, you have to trace this algorithm on a notebook. Take the 3 or 5 element and one by one insert the element and delete the element, and check that how the rear and front position will be incremented and decremented. Then you have to clear the idea about the circular queue. Now third function is the display function. So here I take the two variable, front position, front underscore pose, and rear underscore pose. So front underscore pose is assigned to front, and rear underscore pose is assigned to rear. Now check that if the front equal to minus 1, if the value of front equal to minus 1, then we print the message Q is empty. Of course, if the value of front equal to minus 1, then we say that the Q is empty and return from this statement. Now here we print the element of the Q element. Now check that if the front underscore POS is less than equal to rear underscore POS. Now we come into the while loop. While front underscore POS is less than equal to rear underscore POS. Now we print the value of the CQ underscore ARR of front POS, and we increment the front POS by 1. Now in the else part, again we check while front underscore POS is less than equal to minus 1, less than equal to max minus 1. Then we again print the value of CQ underscore ARR of front POS, and we increment the front POS by 1. Now here we assign front POS equal to 0 and check that while the front underscore POS is less than equal to rear underscore POS. If this condition is true, then we again print the value in the circular queue %d, CQ underscore ARR of front POS, and here we increment the front POS by 1, and now here we print the /n for the printing the new element into the new line. So friend, this is the display function of a circular queue. This is the C program to implement the circular queue using array. Now friend, we see that how to implement that program. So friend, suppose I run that program. Friend, there is a error of the server, so I you can see implement this code in a paper. If you have any query, then ask me. Thank you friend.